How's it going, everybody? Today we're going to be taking a look at the Mezco 112 Collective 1978 Superman. It comes in a metal tin. Mezco toys by collectors for collectors. Superman logo. 112 Collective, pose, play, display. DC. Stuff. Warning, choking hazard. Don't chew this. All right, let's open it up. Dun, 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 dun. Here we see Superman with his flying fists or punching fists. A little pity for the fool that gets punched by these fists. Right, very cool. And if we wanted to articulate him up so that he can look forward while he's flying, he has no problem nailing that. Right, flying upward and looking down. No problemo. About to land. Taking a disco hustle pose. No problem. Taking his dominant alpha man stance. Boom. Rotate that. Good rotation at the biceps. Don't rush. Rushing articulation never pays off. All right, so I've got Soups with one of his grabbing hands holding onto his cape, pulling it back. And with the pincer grasp hand holding on to the green crystal. And we'll set up a nice action pose with those elements. Bam. That is nice. Nice, very nice. I like that. I'm going to take a picture there. Bam. The altar comes with 3 AAA batteries. It has the off setting. The middle setting is so that the crystals can turn the altar on and off. And then all the way on is the permanently on setting. This is a magnificent accessory, and that's why we started there. Let's look at some more accessories in action and play. Another really nice action pose that gives us a really good glimpse at the level of articulation. We've got some great bending in the double jointed knees. We've got our feet flush on the floor. We've got a nice bent down action pose. We have the grabbing hand. Oh, devastation. Oh no, the Fortress of Solitude is falling apart. We have the grabbing hand holding the cape back again, and now we have one of the emotive reaching out hands, as Superman kind of like is called to attention there. He's got a great ab crunch, as you can see here. There's a crunch at the rib cage and then also at the torso. That gives us some great range of motion, and I'll demonstrate that there in the event. Let's say he was dodging a really powerful punch. So I've got Darkseid set up, and he's throwing a bomb with the right hand, and Superman is kind of like ducking back and weaving, and he is fully articulated, maintaining that backward leaning pose. And that's really cool because you can see that his chest, his rib cage, his torso, his arms are way behind his hip. You know, they're way back here. And he's still able to balance on his rear foot. Very, very nice. All right, next pose. Taking a look at some more accessories and poses in action. I've got him with his grasping, reaching out hands. And we're gonna do something with that using one of the accessories. All right, so let's go ahead and add an accessory here and set up a cool action pose in play. I've got the kryptonite rock or meteorite that was on the chain that was put around Superman, and he was drowning in the pool and he needed someone to save him. And thankfully, who was there to save our hero? Mr. Schmucker! Very, very cool, you know? So here you get kind of like a glimpse of how those emotive hands can kind of like help evoke some feeling in your scenes and your dials when you set them up. He needs a little bit of help. Somebody help Superman. Whoa, somebody really needs to help Superman. He lost an arm. And he's kind of like looking up, reaching out for help. Very cool, very cool. All right, so taking a look at the head sculpts. First up is the smiling face. This is the head sculpt that I think has the least approximation of Christopher Reeves' likeness, but I do think it has a couple of poses and a couple of angles with just the right lighting where I think they nailed it. So we're going to take a look at that together. First, we'll look at what the lighting can do to this head sculpt. I'll zoom in a bit, right? And we can see that there's some resemblance, some likeness of Chris Reeves there. Let me adjust the camera there a bit. And now I'm going to block the light on one side. And, you know, if you don't look at the hair, if you just look at the eyes and the face, that is, I think, the least approximation of his resemblance out of all three head sculpts. This particular angle right here. And if I block the light on the other side, that is a pretty decent, strong likeness of Christopher Reeves. Very nice. Very, very nice. There's another angle that I think has a good approximation of the film. You can be the judge yourself. Take a look at the photo and give it a little shade from one side. Very nice. Very, very nice. All right, next head sculpt. Taking a look at Superman in his cruising mode, patrolling mode, patrolling the skies, eagle eye mode. Very cool. You can really just have a great time just posing this figure and putting him through various flight poses and admiring the different angles. Very cool, very cool. I'm gonna address something that keeps shining on the camera here. A little bit of QC, I guess, on this bit. A piece of the metal wire that keeps the cape formed into different wavy positions, you know, to give you a more dramatic action effect, you know. A piece of it is just kind of like sticking out of my cape. That is not common. I just had the bum luck in this case. But otherwise, no QC issues with this figure whatsoever. Very cool. He has a little bit of a smirk on this face, and that is the subtle difference that distinguishes this second head sculpt from the third. It's a subtle little smirk that we have on this head sculpt here. Let me see if I can. The eyes on this head sculpt are a little more keyed in and focused. Certainly the lips are more pursed, and the facial expression is a lot more tense on this head sculpt. All right, let's check out some more poses. And for that, I'm gonna use the third sculpt that we were just looking at. We'll call that the 1,000-mile gaze sculpt. Awesome likeness. Love that S-curl. Very, very cool. All right, let's have some fun. One Superman knows another. Let's try that again. One Superman knows another. And this is an unfair advantage, of course, with this Superman, because his hang time is going to be a little bit longer. Boom! Now we're taking a look at Superman in his karate pose, practicing his kata. And using those two knife hands, if we're going to use that terminology. Poke you in the eye. Oh. We can use them also for super flight. Very cool. Very, very cool. Check that out. Let me angle his feet in just a little bit. Nice. Very, very cool. Check that out. Very cool, man. We're going to finish up today with a little dramatic shot here of Superman silhouette flying in the Fortress of Solitude to the Kryptonian computer, or the Kryptonian altar there. Very cool. It was a lot of fun unboxing this guy and playing with him and checking him out and looking for Christopher Reeves' likeness in this figure. As always, it is a joy and a lot of fun to share the experience of collecting toys as an adult. I hope you guys come back and share some experiences too. Take care, everybody.